Hey guys, what's going on? We got another Enhancement Shaman PvP video. This is just after the changes to Enhance, so our Primordial Storm and Wind Fury nerfs. We are doing a solo shuffle at, I don't know what kind of rating, but somewhere. But yeah, so if you notice some stuff different, that's because I did a PC reset and still getting some stuff set up. So my UI is different. I'm not running Gladius. Also, the reason I'm not running Gladius is because it actually froze my game when I downloaded it. So it's kind of weird. But yeah, anyways, so if anything's different, I do apologize. I am still getting everything figured out. But anyways, since the changes, how does Enhance feel? Enhance feels actually pretty good. It was warranted to have the Wind Fury nerf because one, we still don't even have our 4 set, which is a big part of Wind Fury because it randomly procs our Doom Wind, so that's going to go crazy. And two, Wind Fury was doing quite a lot of damage. Although I don't know about Primordial Storm doing a whole lot of damage, but I feel like Wind Fury was more of that contender because it comboed very well with it. So, with the buffs though, we do see Stormbringer coming ahead. And you will see in this match that I get some serious damage with Ascendance, but I'm not sure what's going to be better, whether it's going to be Root of Elements or Ascendance, because when you proc Ascendance, you can definitely do some damage, but it's very, very scripted essentially. So, like, everybody knows you ascend, you know when they're going to ascend because you have that 2-minute timer and stuff. But with Root of Elements, you're a bit more random and a bit more terrifying. But anyways, yeah, so overall, I think we're good. I think Enhance is in a good spot. Maybe some buffs to our mobility and stuff. I don't see that Ice Strike buff being really any relevant. But you can just see, like, right there, I just took out the Priest. Kind of crazy. So let's get into these matches. So onto this one here, we got Shadow Priest, we got Hunter, we got DK, and we got 2 Disc Priests. So, as you saw by the first 2 matches, we kind of just were able to run them down. This one here, kind of the same thing. I wanted to focus the Hunter. Reason being is because this guy is and if you saw in the first couple matches, he was doing just monstrous amounts of damage. So, my main focus is going to be on the and also the DK definitely has a lot of magic defense. So you can see here, we kind of do a quick little swap, getting a bit of extra damage. The Hunter is kind of LOS, but not really. Now they're both behind a pillar, so I go ahead and root them. Now the DK is on his own. So here, I was like, okay, I'll just CC the Priest, but he ended up getting the trinket off and the swap, so it's a bit unfortunate on our part, but we have a whole bunch of defense gone from them. They don't have turtle, and the DK, I think, has gotten his IBF and everything gone. So here we can get a whole lot of damage on anybody we want. And you can see here the priest went for a ultimate penitence. The hunter goes away from me. So I'm like, okay, I'll sit here, cast hex on the priest. Perfect. Now he's in CC, Doom wins, pop a whole bunch of damage. Hard cast a lightning bolt by accident. It's kind of funny, but continuing on to the hunter because I know the priest wants to cast penance here, so I'm waiting for it. And you can see by the delay, the hunter died and then I kicked the penance. But I was really focused on the penance and I ended up stalling myself on interrupting it. It's kind of funny. On to this next match. This one was a bit unfortunate on our part, but you know, you win some, you lose some, right? So here we want to focus the priest. The priest is getting a whole bunch of damage out, and they're going to be focused on CCing me during my cooldowns, but you can see he disperses very early, which honestly, that wasn't even early, to be honest. So he actually did really well with that. And then he swaps, and then I almost get him, but he ends up fading my Tempest, which really, really sucked. Uh, so, but again, I'm just going to stick to him, do as much damage. There's also a problem with Stormbringer. Well, technically, Ascendance with Thorm's Invocation in general. When you're fighting pet classes and you Tempest during Ascendance, it's gonna start casting Chain Lightning if that Tempest cleaves. So that is one big issue with the spec currently. Why they implemented that a few months ago or whatever, I don't know. Honestly, I hate it. I wish they'd make it so Tempest didn't affect your casts. It would just cast whether you have Chain Lightning or Lightning Bolt queued up. but they wanted to change that. So, but here I get feared, so I'm like, okay, I'll pop Doom Winds. And we start doing a good chunk of damage, almost get him down. He gets a penance off, but I had already interrupted him on Shadow. I should have had my interrupt ready for penance. I shouldn't be interrupting the Shadow Priest all that much. Here again, make the mistake, interrupt his flash shield. I don't know why I'm thinking interrupt the flash shield, like it's just pointless. It really is pointless to an extent. So, but you can see my hunter still has his interrupt as well, so it's a bit unfortunate. So I should have been more on point and focused on primary skills to interrupt, such as the priest penance. But here's where they start pushing on top of us. The hunter gets gripped away. I start getting a little bit of swap too, so I go ahead and stone bulwark. I get MC'd. It's fine. That means I'm on full DR. No worries here. There's dispersion, so I'm like, okay, let's switch to the DK. I see him kind of knock him. Very, very unfortunate that the binding shot stops his knock and stuns him right there. That really sucked. It really did. I wish it didn't do that, but it did. So I end up popping Ascendance, start doing a mad amount of damage. You can see I have Chain Lightning queued up, which is super unfortunate because that is a huge damage loss. Then I get feared with Trinket still on cooldown. Then the Disc Priest is going to sit here, root me. I root him, but I can't do anything. So I go ahead, kill the thing, try and Tempest, miss it because he just gets that, gets the swap off and then the hunter falls over. It is quite unfortunate. Quite unfortunate. We had 2 close calls, but you know, we just couldn't finish the job. Couldn't finish the job. But here, this is another really unfortunate one. Myself and the Shadow Priest. If you haven't noticed yet, I kept forgetting to set my macro for Bloodlust, so none of my teammates got Bloodlust when I used it, so it's kind of funny. But here, I start opening. The hunter trinkets the stun that I put on him, and then he gets stunned by the priest, which is good. But at the same time, we not stunning the correct spells. I think I wasted my cap totem, which is quite unfortunate. And here you can see I had Chain Lightning queued up again. This is where I should have had a lasso to stop the damage, but at the same time the priest did not react in time to disperse or any of the life swaps or anything like that, so it was quite unfortunate. And then here we're on to the final match where the poor hunter gets blasted. So here we walk up to the priest, start getting some damage. I see him get the trap. I dropped grounding and moved my totem, but I guess the priest didn't get the buff in time. I'm not sure what happened there. I dropped tremor or grounding and it didn't quite happen, so a bit unfortunate. But here I start blasting with Ascendance, huge amount of damage, and you'll see the hunter turtle, but because I have so many wind strikes in the air, doesn't matter because they were up before he got it off. But anyways, guys, that is it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Laters!